Let sanity prevail. This editorial shares wisdom from notable figures to inspire peace in Pakistan. A single piece of advice can change a life, says Richard Reed, a writer who embarked on a project to seek the most valuable advice through interviews and encounters with some remarkable people from all walks of life. Embarked means started. Reed went on a quest. Encounters means meetings, chatty ones. All walks of life is an idiomatic expression meaning every kind of person, diverse voices. His efforts resulted in the book, If I Could Tell You Just One Thing. No tricky words here, just the book title from his work. Good advice, he says, is like a nutrient-rich broth made from boiling down the bones of life. Nutrient-rich broth is a figure of speech meaning packed with goodness. Advice is tasty wisdom. Boiling down is a phrasal verb meaning squeezed into essence. Life's hard lessons cooked up. This sentence means, Reed says advice is life's best bits distilled. He means what he says by capturing the insights gained from someone else's hard years of experience, thereby allowing us all to benefit from them. Capturing means grabbing. Insights are gold. Hard years adds context. Tough times teach. Benefit means we all win from others' grind. I can't resist sharing some pearls of wisdom collected through a global pool of advice. Can't resist is an idiomatic expression, meaning gotta do it. Too good to hold back. Pearls of wisdom is a figure of speech meaning priceless tips, gems from everywhere. Terry Waite, the Church of England's envoy to negotiate the release of prisoners, was himself held hostage for 5 years in Lebanon in the late 1980s. Envoy is a term meaning messenger. Waite's job. Negotiate means bargain. Tried to free folks. Held hostage means locked up. Ironic twist, he got nabbed. His objective was to achieve reconciliation. Objective means goal. Peace was his aim. Having empathy was a fundamental tenet of his approach to life, which helped him to set 3 rules for himself. No regrets, no self-pity, and no sentimentality. Empathy means feeling others' pain, his core vibe. Fundamental tenet is a term meaning key belief. Approach means way, lived by feeling. No regrets is an idiomatic expression meaning don't look back. His rules kept him sane. This sentence means Waite's empathy shaped his tough life rules. He said, we are all members of the same human family. We all have fears and hopes and aspirations. Aspirations means dreams, shared human stuff. According to him, every disaster or seeming disaster in life can be mostly turned around and something creative can emerge from it. Turned around is a phrasal verb meaning flipped, bad to good. Emerge means pop up. New stuff grows. It's the way you approach it and the way you approach life after. Approach means handle. Mindset matters. This kind of empathy is the need of the hour in Pakistan today. Need of the hour is an idiomatic expression meaning urgent must-have. Pakistan needs Waite's vibe now. Let's embark upon the path of reconciliation after a phase of terrible persecution and brutality perpetrated by various elements of national power. Embark upon is a phrasal verb meaning start. Let's go for peace. Reconciliation means making up. Phase means chunk of time. Nasty past. Perpetrated means done by elements of national power, meaning state bigwigs. Context screams Pakistan's rough patch. This sentence means let's heal after state cruelty. Stephen Fry, a British self-confessed techno-geek with a love of traditions and cultures, believes it is better to put yourself in the shoes of others. Self-confessed means admits it. Fry's a tech nerd. Put yourself in the shoes of is an idiomatic expression meaning imagine their life. See their side. It is the secret of art and it is the secret of life. The more time you spend imagining what it's like to be someone else, the more you develop empathy for others, the easier it is to know yourself and to be yourself. Develop means grow. Empathy builds. Know yourself is a figure of speech meaning get who you are. Deep stuff. This sentence means Fry says imagining others' lives boosts empathy and self. Let our ruling elite imagine themselves behind bars on false charges to satisfy the perverse egos of haughty minds. Ruling elite is a term meaning top dogs. Pakistan's bosses. Behind bars is an idiomatic expression meaning jailed. Picture it. Perverse means twisted. Haughty means stuck up. Context points to petty power trips. Will they abandon the course of resentment, which destroys everything but itself? Abandon means ditch. Here's a rhetorical question pushing rulers to drop hate. Course of resentment is a figure of speech meaning path of grudges. It wrecks all but keeps going. Esther Perel, renowned relationship therapist and the daughter of Holocaust survivors, advises, the quality of your life ultimately depends on the quality of your relationships. Renowned means famous. Perel's a big deal. Ultimately means in the end. Life's core. Quality means how good. Relationships rule. Not on your achievements, not on how smart you are, not on how rich you are, but on the quality of your relationships, which are basically a reflection of your sense of decency, your ability to think of others, your generosity. Reflection is a figure of speech meaning mirror. Relationships show your heart. Decency means goodness, how you treat folks. This sentence means, Perel says life's about good ties, not cash or brains. She adds that ultimately at the end of your life, you are remembered for how you treated the people around you and how you made them feel. Adds means tax on. Endgame truth. Remembered for means judged by your legacy. In the present-day environment of acrimony, can we sincerely consider adopting the course of forgiveness and reconciliation? Acrimony means bitterness. Pakistan's vibe now. Adopting means taking up. Here's a rhetorical question nudging us to forgive. Course is a figure of speech meaning path. Peace over hate. Patrice Khan Cullors, co-founder of Black Lives Matter, wants the oppressed to get organized if they seek change. Oppressed means crushed. Underdogs. Get organized is a phrasal verb meaning team up. Plan to win. It is too easy to become demoralized, to say this is awful and terrible. We're not going to get out of this. But we will. This too shall pass. It will be a blip in history. Demoralize means down. Don't give up. This too shall pass is an idiomatic expression, meaning it'll end. Hope shines. Blip is a figure of speech meaning tiny mark, won't last. This sentence means, Khan Cullors says, don't lose heart, bad times fade. To fundamentally overhaul the system, people need to get organized, understand their goals, and prepare for a long fight. Fundamentally overhaul means totally redo, big change. Get organized is a phrasal verb, plan tight. Long fight means tough haul ahead. This sentence means real change needs a solid, patient crew. Rewenko. And to win against authoritarian forces, we need to stay strong as defenders of true democracy. That's what matters. Authoritarian means bossy, dictators. Stay strong is an idiomatic expression, meaning hold firm. Democracy's warriors. Harry Belafonte, titan of the U.S. Civil Rights Movement, has this piece of advice to offer. Discover the joy of embracing diversity. Titan is a figure of speech meaning giant. Belafonte's huge. Embracing means hugging. Love the mix. Diversity means differences. When people become more open to the strange, to the unusual, to the radical, to the other, we become more nourished as a species. Nourished is a figure of speech meaning fed well. Diversity fills us. Species means humans. Big picture. This sentence means, Belafonte says loving the odd makes us better. Currently, our ability to do that is being manipulated. Diversity is being looked upon as a source of evil rather than as a source of joy and development. Manipulated means twisted. Someone's messing with us. Looked upon is a phrasal verb meaning seen as. Diversity's flipped to bad. This sentence means, now diversity's painted as trouble, not treasure. We must recapture the profound benefits of seeing the joy in our collective diversity, not the fear. Recapture means grab back, lost joy. Profound means deep, big wins. Collective means all together, our mix. This sentence means, we gotta see the good in our differences again. In Pakistan's context, diversity is our strength. Strength means power. Pakistan's mix is its edge. The state must seek unity and diversity by engaging constructively with the disillusioned Baloch youth. and the politically disempowered segments of society who are crying out for inclusivity and fair play. Unity and diversity is an idiomatic expression meaning together despite differences. Pakistan's goal. Engaging constructively is a phrasal verb meaning talking smart. Balak kids and sideline folks need it. Disempowered means powerless. Inclusivity means being part. Fair shot. This sentence means Pakistan should unite by including the left out. The radical others need to be understood and embraced rather than condemned and killed. Radical means far out. Different voices. Embraced means welcomed, not whacked. Dr. Maki Mandela, a daughter of Nelson. Mandela believes all strength and power comes from within. From within is a figure of speech meaning inside you. Your core is the juice. One must deal with inner demons, bitterness, anger, and live one's own life by walking one's own path. Deal with is a phrasal verb meaning face. Inner demons are personal fights. Walking one's own path is an idiomatic expression meaning your way. Mandela's kid says, own it. This sentence means, beat your bad vibes and carve your road. Her father was living proof as he walked down his own path to freedom. Living proof is an idiomatic expression meaning real example. Nelson showed it. Walk down is a phrasal verb, his freedom trek. Criminal defense attorney Nancy Hollander knows that the law is bigger than the government. Bigger is a figure of speech meaning above. Law rules. She stands resolute, taking on opponents much bigger than herself. Stands resolute is an idiomatic expression, meaning holds firm. Tough gal. Taking on is a phrasal verb, meaning fights. Big foes. Whatever you do, do it with intent. Do not say something unless you mean it. Do not do something unless you are committed. With intent is an idiomatic expression, meaning on purpose. Be real. Committed means all in. Don't fake it. This sentence means, Hollander says act and speak for real. This is the dilemma we face today. We must insist that the institutions of the state shall follow the Constitution and prosecute people fairly. Dilemma means tough spot. Pakistan's now. Institutions means state bodies. Cops, courts. Prosecute means charge. Do it right. This sentence means, we gotta push fair law over state tricks. There are few better symbols of the fight for justice than two of Nelson Mandela's fellow freedom fighters, Ahmed Kathrada and Dennis Goldberg, who were also imprisoned for 3 decades by the apartheid regime. Symbols is a figure of speech meaning examples. Heroes shine. Freedom fighters is a term meaning justice warriors. Apartheid regime is a term meaning racist South Africa. Locked them 30 years. This sentence means, Kathrada and Goldberg show justice fights best. Dennis quotes John Stuart Mill, to be free it is not sufficient to cast off your chains. You must so live that you respect and enhance the freedom of others. Cast off is a phrasal verb meaning shed. Chains don't cut it. Enhance means boost. Freedom's a group gig. This sentence means, Goldberg says real freedom lifts everyone. Kathrada states his truth. And ultimately, the fight for justice will inevitably lead to success, no matter what the sacrifices are, when ultimately means in the end, justice wins. Inevitably means can't stop, sure thing. Sacrifices means costs, worth it. Archbishop Desmond Tutu proclaimed, I am who I am only through others in society. We're humans in the end, and that's what it's all about. Proclaimed means shouted loud. Tutu's big take. Through others is a figure of speech meaning via folks. We're linked. What it's all about is an idiomatic expression meaning the point, humanity. This sentence means, Tutu says we're us because of each other. And finally, the Dalai Lama's advice in a single word, oneness. Oneness means all together, deep stuff in one word. That one word contains a lifetime of wisdom. Wisdom means smart life lessons packed in there. He says, we are all part of humankind. We are all interdependent. We need to place less emphasis on our secondary differences, our religions, our nation states, and more emphasis on the fact that ultimately we are the same. That is how we can live much more peacefully. Interdependent means needing each other, tight. Place less emphasis is a phrasal verb meaning downplay, chill on divides. Secondary means less big, faith and flags fade. Ultimately means deep down, we're alike. This sentence means, Dalai Lama says we're one, so live calm. The writer is a former IG police. His book Walking a Tightrope was published recently. Published in Dawn, February 26.